ongoing in the Gaza Strip. But we now head to Europe, and US President Donald Trump has arrived in Scotland for some Gulf and bilateral talks that could yield a trade deal with the European Union. While speaking on his visit, Trump has said that he will visit 2 Gulf properties in Scotland and meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. There are also reports of Trump meeting the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen. Trump said in his meeting with Starmer it would be more of a celebration of the trade deal that's already been reached than continued work on it. The trip gives Trump and Starmer a chance to deepen their already warm ties, with key issues on the agenda potentially to include ending the Russia-Ukraine war and the British-US relations. Trump has sought to reorder the global economy after imposing a 10% tariff on nearly all trading partners in April and threatening sharply higher rates for many countries to kick in around a week's time. Trump says the moves will reduce the US trade deficit and bring in extra revenue. Well, joining me live from the newsroom, Thomas Porteous, anchor and correspondent, to provide some more context on this visit. Thomas, it's not just golf. There is, of course, a key diplomatic conversations that are set to take place. What more can you tell us?
Well, yes, of course, Josh. Obviously, this has been pitched as a largely personal trip for Donald Trump, where he will spend both Saturday and Sunday at his privately owned family golf courses, both in Ayrshire and Aberdeenshire. He's expected to also open a new course in the Isle of Lewis, where his mother is from. It's a very close relationship to Scotland. However, on Monday, that's when we get to the diplomacy. That's when Donald Trump is pitched to meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, also Scotland's Minister John Swinney, who has said that he is going to bring up humanitarian issues, mainly in regard to the Gaza crisis and also the war in Ukraine as well. However, this comes at mounting pressure for Donald Trump, obviously at home domestically with his controversy surrounding the Epstein files, and obviously internationally with the Gaza crisis. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been facing criticism from his MPs. We saw that letter of over 200 British MPs to the British government to recognise Palestinian statehood, along with France, who's obviously also officially going to do that in September. So Keir Starmer himself is facing huge pressure in regard to this. Donald Trump also. So this weekend, very much golf on the agenda. However, politics and headlines, as we know, do not never fail to follow Donald Trump around.
Yes, absolutely, Thomas. Some developments that we can expect coming out of Scotland involving Donald Trump, and we will, of course, continue to monitor those. You will be staying with us and joining us later in the programme. But first, voters across Taiwan are heading to the